of many communities, one Chula Vista.
Thank you so much, and it's great to be here in Chula Vista tonight, and it's great to have some relatively cool weather in the middle of August, so we can be thankful. Hopefully that is a sign of things to come, because this whole gathering brings back memories for me. I remember back in 2004, I had a similar gathering of San Diegans who were really upset about what was going on with their city government. They were seeing services being cut back, they saw infrastructure falling into disrepair, they were seeing public trust broken by city officials, and they were seeing the budget, of course, year after year after year fall into deficit. They, like all of you, wanted a government, a city government that worked, that actually did its job, that provided for clean and safe neighborhoods, the basics. They weren't asking for frills, they wanted the basics. They wanted value for the tax dollars they were sending into City Hall. And we formed something called the San Diego Citizens Budget Project, where we, the citizens, were going to look through the city budget, nook and cranny, and examine waste and inefficiency and provide thoughtful ideas on how to save money. Using business expertise from some of the small business owners there, not what nonprofit organizations do to stretch the dollar in lean times, and yes, using kitchen table economics about how a family, a working family, balances the budget. And we provided a blueprint for restoring the financial health of the city of San Diego. Gave it to the politicians, and they said, no thanks. They didn't even say thanks. It was no thanks. We don't have a problem. Things are fine. Just give us a tax increase at the next election and everything will be fine. That, my friends, was 2004. It is now 5 years later, and the city of San Diego's financial problems continue to spin out of control. And it really takes outside pressure. I decided to run for city council a year ago because I was fed up and frustrated with the thanks but no thanks attitude of city politicians. And I said, you know what? I'll be a watchdog from the inside because I can't get access to information. We'll bring the people into City Hall, into city government. We'll shine a light, and we will continue to push until this city government is ours again, the people's. This organization, Chula Vista Civic Association, is absolutely needed if you're going to take back control of Chula Vista city government. I will tell you that right now, without a doubt, absolutely needed. Because if you don't hold them accountable, if you don't shine a light on their behavior, if you don't constantly offer alternatives, can you imagine what will be happening? Even worse than what we see today. My good friend Donna Fry, and I do consider her my good friend, she's a Democrat. She and I team up on a lot of reform initiatives. A couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, she came in and she said, God, sometimes it is awfully, awfully hard to come back in here in the morning. And I said, I know, but can you imagine what it would be like if you didn't show up in the morning? You must not judge your efforts by every single accomplishment, and don't be upset if you don't win one or two battles. Because can you imagine Chula Vista if you were not watching the books? Can you imagine what the politicians would try to do then? And so I will give you this little piece of advice as you continue down this path of watchdogging Chula Vista city government and trying to offer constructive ideas on improving our quality of life. You will fail on some initiatives. You will have the politicians thumb their nose. You will have them ignore you. But you will have many victories. And I want you to judge yourself not just by the victories, but imagine what behavior would be like at City Hall if you weren't watching over their shoulders. So I wish you luck. I am absolutely thrilled that you're banding together to really provide an outside pressure on city government here in Chula Vista. And if I can be of any service in any way, your fight is my fight. Because whether it's Chula Vista or City of San Diego or Sacramento or Washington, D.C., this is our government, and it's time it comes back to serve the people.